All right, this is match analysis 1, Manchester United, Aston Villa tomorrow. Aston Villa currently sits 4th with 46 points. Manchester United's at 6th with 38 points. This is a very big game in our season. Halfway through, we are trailing by 8 points to the top 4. When with 14 games left, trailing by this many, there's still a chance, but it relies on this game. This is going to be a huge game. A few things to note before we really go into it. Aston Villa had a midweek game in the FA Cup against Chelsea where they got absolutely pumped. Manchester United is going to be well-rested, better rested, have more time to prepare, whereas Aston Villa they were focusing on Chelsea, less time to prepare, and I think that will be a major factor. The game tomorrow is going to be at Aston Villa away, so that's one of the biggest things for them this season. In particular, they have been incredible so far overall at home. However, in their last 2 games, they have lost, and once in the league and once in the FA Cup. Their tactics this game will not be different from when they last played Manchester United, where we came back from a 2-0 deficit. Højlund scored his first goal in the last time we played Aston Villa, made the comeback, but Aston Villa will use the same tactics they did before. Set pieces, bodying up players in the midfield, and just being bigger in the box and just trying to get scrappy goals. That will be their whole entire tactic going forward, and they will try to exploit it as much as possible. It's been one of our weaknesses this season is set piece goals, and Aston Villa will absolutely try to do the same thing they did last time and exploit it. I'll probably throw it up in the next video, but there's a graphic of the average position of every Aston Villa starting player throughout the match, and it shows off the high line that they always have. It is normally just their 2 center backs that might be over halfway line. They will keep a high line. That has been their tactic this entire season, is to keep a high line, press the teams, and not be afraid of the big 6. That will happen again today or tomorrow. That will happen, and Manchester United will 100% seek to exploit it with our pace up front. My expected starting front 3 is probably not going to be unchanged from last game. Rashford, Garnacho, and Højlund up the middle. That is a pacey front 3, which will absolutely exploit the space left behind by Aston Villa's high back line. That being said, I do not think under any circumstance should Manchester United be playing from out of the back. Aston Villa has been good on the press. Even though they're leaving space in behind and we should exploit it, Manchester United should not play out from the back, in my opinion. It is too risky and it shouldn't happen, and with Aston Villa having an extremely high front line, it is easy enough to play balls in through. We should not be messing around with Onana on the ball and making stupid mistakes on Aston Villa's press. Okay, now into some team news. Wan-Bissaka's got a knock in training over the week. He's a maybe, probably out. Mount is still missing. Malacia, don't remember the last time I said that guy's name. He's still missing. But obviously the biggest issue, replacing Martinez for this game. He is injured from last game. He will be out for 8 weeks. Question for this game, how will we set up in replacing Martinez? Last game, back 4 was Shaw, Martinez, Maguire, Dalot. That was the starting back line. What could we see as a center back duo? Some possibilities. Varane coming in. I 100% think Maguire will stay in. You have Johnny Evans who could come in, or you could have Shaw move into the center back position, which he's done before. That would be the big decision going in, but I do think based on what Ten Hag has done this entire season, it will be Johnny Evans, Maguire in the back line with the same fullbacks as last time, Shaw and Dalot. I think Casemiro will start again. Looking for more from him. If there's anyone that you have to want to be looking at for this game in terms of wanting more out of him, in terms of being first, being faster, getting back to that form that he had last season where he was carrying our midfield defensively, it would be him, and hoping to see more. In terms of two positive players, I want to 100% watch for Manchester United, Kobe Manu and Højlund. Everyone who has watched Kobe Manu this season has been beyond impressed. He will do so much for us in the future, but in this game, 100%, he will bring what he's brought this entire season so far: maturity, composure on the ball, and an ability to just do the smart thing. Maybe not the best thing, maybe not the forward-breaking pass, but he will not lose the ball consistently, something that Casemiro has done a few times too many. Højlund has scored in his last few Premier League games. He's finding his rhythm. We're getting the ball to him more. I think Aston Villa's setup will only help Højlund be successful and get chances tomorrow. Okay, so just recapping players to watch out for, especially with Aston Villa's pressing style. ManU will be so important with his on-the-ball skills. Dealing with the press, definitely something to watch. With the spacing left behind, look at Højlund. I also want to call out Bruno as someone to watch. This is going to be a chaotic game. It's not going to be somewhere where they're sitting deep and we're going to have Manchester United is going to have most of the possession. Bruno Fernandes is going to be a huge part in getting the ball forward and playing line-breaking passes. He's another person to look at. In terms of the overall setup for Manchester United, Onana in goal, obviously not changing. Shaw at left back for me. Then I'm going to have Evans at left center back, Maguire right center back, Dalot right back, Casemiro, CDM, ManU and Bruno Fernandes at the two double pivot. Bruno pushing more forward, ManU being more conservative. Rashford on the left, Garnacho on the right, Højlund going up forward with his pace. That's how they're setting up. From Aston Villa's last game, I don't really expect them to change anything, but Martinez in goal, Matty Cash left back, Carlos at center back, Liget at center back also, Moreno at right back, Kamara and Lewis as a double pivot in a 4-2-3-1 setup from Aston Villa, Bailey on the left, Tielemans in the middle, McGinn on the right, and now onto my scoring predictions. I believe that Manchester United will win this game. Based off our comfortable win last game, 3-0 victory, our attack was flowing and I didn't feel too worried about our back line last game. If we take that into this game, knowing Aston Villa's past 3 weeks of unsteady form, it will be a 1-3 Manchester United victory. Aston Villa will probably score one goal, as I don't have the biggest faith in our team without Martinez in our back line. 3-1 victory for Manchester United. I believe we will do it. Thank you for listening.